Hey guys, welcome back to the Start Your Fashion Business channel. My name is Stephanie and I'm the host of this channel. If you are new around here, then I want to give you a very warm welcome. If you want to learn about all things fashion business, then you have come to the right place. So if you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss any of my videos. So turn on the bell notification too. That way you will always get notified when I drop a new video. I'm a sustainable brand owner and an ethical garment producer, as well as a fashion business coach and consultant. And I started this channel because I want to share with you fashion business tips so that it will help you with starting a successful fashion business. So if that's something you want to learn more about, make sure to hit the like button, and you can always comment below too if you have any questions. So in this video, we are going to talk about the fashion trends that are shaping up for 2022. I'm getting really excited about what's happening in the fashion industry. I think the past 2 years has really influenced the fashion industry, and now that the world is slowly opening up, restrictions are easing everywhere, and hopefully we can all travel more this year as well. I think fashion is going to be influenced by this. So of course last year it was dominated by Y2K trends, which is very interesting because they do say that fashion comes back every 20 years. That is the trend cycle, and it was very true in this case because 20 years ago was the beginning of the millennium, and all of that fashion really did become prominent last year, and it's actually carrying forward for 2022 as well. There's still all the low rises. I feel like that's really making a comeback, although that's probably one trend that I will, I don't mind if they keep it back in Y2K, but somehow it resurfaced. You definitely won't see me caught dead wearing that, but that's still a really prominent trend. And on top of that, skirts are becoming more and more mini too. So I do feel like the Y2K trend is still going into this year as well. But besides that, I just want to talk about the 3 major trends that I think is really going to be influencing 2022. So the first one is, of course, the Pantone color of the year. We have to discuss that because Pantone releases a new color each year. And last year they actually released 2 colors, but this year it's just one, and it's called Very Peri. So the Pantone Very Peri is the new color of the year, and this is what Pantone says. Very Peri helps us to embrace this altered landscape of possibilities, opening us up to a new vision as we rewrite our lives. Rekindling gratitude for some of the qualities that blue represents, complemented by a new perspective that resonates today. Very Peri places the future ahead in a new light, because I do feel like 2022 has a different energy, and so Pantone is capturing this global zeitgeist of the moment and the transition that we are going through as a collective. And I mean, I'm wearing this like purple sweater that I dropped last year. This is actually my brand. And I already started to see like this purple trend emerging, which is why we did this purple sweater. And now I just really feel like I'm really into purple. And I see like different shades of purple now on the runway too. So it's not specifically Very Peri, but like I think any type of purple is really gonna fly this year in 2022. So what did Pantone say this was their inspiration, or like where did they get this inspiration from? Which is very interesting what they said. They basically said, with the trends in gaming and the expanding popularity of the Metaverse and the rising artistic community in the digital space, Pantone Very Peri illustrates the fusion of modern life and how color trends in the digital world are being manifested in the physical world and vice versa. So that is their reasoning behind Very Peri. So if you guys are designing a fashion collection, or you're planning to launch, like a new collection this year, and you're looking for some color inspiration, it could be a good idea to keep Very Peri or like a shade of purple into consideration. But let me know what you guys think. Are you guys into Very Perry or not? I would like to hear from you. So let me know in the comment section below if you love or hate this color. Moving on to the second trend, which is actually like a continuation of what we just discussed now with the Pantone color of the year. The second trend that I think is really going to influence fashion in a major way, not just in 2022, but literally in our future, is the Metaverse. So what is the Metaverse? I'm sure you guys have heard of this term before, especially last year when Facebook changed their name to Meta. That was like huge news. And the Metaverse has something to do, of course, with cryptocurrency and all of that, but what exactly is it? So let me pull up the definition of the Metaverse according to Google. So the Metaverse is a network of 3D virtual worlds focused on social connections. In futurism and science fiction, the term is often described as a hypothetical iteration of the internet as a single, universal virtual world that is facilitated by the use of virtual and augmented reality headsets. So if you guys haven't seen this movie called Ready Player One, then if you kind of want to learn or understand what the Metaverse is, I suggest watching that movie. That could definitely be a good starting point to understand kind of the concept of it, although the concept in that movie is definitely a little bit dark than what I think our Metaverse is going to actually develop into. But why is this a trend that I think is going to influence fashion? Well, for one, I think, we're all going digital. Before, like, I don't know, 30 years ago, nobody was really shopping online. Now we only shop online. So it's not weird to think that we might even be moving into the Metaverse or shopping in the Metaverse or having that extension like of a shopping experience inside of this digital world. I know it sounds crazy right now, but mark my words, and maybe a few years from now you can revisit this video and you'll be like, oh yeah, she's right. But this is what I think is going to happen in the near future. And you already see that big brands, they've spotted this trend because they're already building inside of the Metaverse. They have their stores inside of the Metaverse. And, just to name some examples, Adidas, they have entered the Metaverse in full force, and they just released a collaboration with Prada, which is like an NFT drop. NFT is another term, of course, very related to the Metaverse as well, but I'm not gonna talk your ears off on this one. But yeah, so Adidas, they're into the Metaverse already, and like I said, they did a collaboration with Prada. They dropped like a limited edition NFT collection, and also Gucci is another one that's entering the Metaverse because they just teamed up with another company called Super Plastic to release Super Gucci, which is like a limited NFT drop as well. So you see these big players are slowly dabbling into this space. So, they're the ones that are really on the trend, and it's good to watch what they are doing. So again, this is second trend of 2022 that I think is really going to be shaping the fashion industry, and not just for 2022, I think for years and years to come. All right, so now we're number 3, and I think this one's not really new. I mean, this is like a big trend that has been happening, but it's just, I don't think it's a trend anymore. I think it's going to just be like what people really demand, but that is sustainability. Sustainability is here to stay, and that's a good thing because brands have been damaging the planet for many years, and consumers have just been left like blindsided. So I think now with consumers being more educated, they understand, like kind of what happens behind the scenes in fashion. They want brands to be more transparent and be more ethical and be more sustainable, which is great. So this is a trend that I don't think is going away, and I don't think it's going to go away ever. So it's just going to be part of a brand DNA now. So therefore, I do think that if you are starting a fashion brand in 2022, or maybe like you've had your fashion brand for like a year or I don't know, a few years, but it's not sustainable, it's a good time for you to consider how to implement sustainability. Because again, the big brands are doing it too. And who do we need to watch? We need to watch the big players, because if they're doing it, they are spotting a trend ahead of us. And so it's important for us to be aware of this. So let me give you just like a few examples. Prada, they're now launching something called the Prada Renylon, which is part of their sustainability and environmental initiative. So this is where they partnered up with a company called Econil by Aquafil to basically take their nylon and then recycle it and reuse it. So again, like everything is moving into the sustainability closed loop cycle where, you know, things are being recycled, reused, and all of that. So Prada is doing this now. This is something that they have just launched. And on top of that, they actually changed their logo, or I mean, they kind of made a version of their logo, which now has like Prada Renylon, and like, you know, that triangle emblem now looks like kind of a recycle logo. So that's big. And another company is Montclair. They also are implementing more sustainability practices, and it's just really, really interesting to see what, you know, the big brands are doing, because if they're doing something like this, we all need to catch on. And if you have already a sustainable fashion brand and you've been doing it for years, then I just want to applaud you right now. Like, that's really, really amazing. And yeah, I think together we just need to be more mindful of this and join the sustainable fashion movement. So again, those are kind of like my top 3 trends that I think is going to shape fashion in 2022 and moving forward as well. And if you guys are here because you guys are wanting to start a fashion brand, especially a sustainable fashion brand, and you guys like need more guidance, I have a completely free masterclass that will teach you how to set things up, how to find your niche within the sustainable fashion space, which is really important to basically stand out from your competition, and also how to implement sustainability with, you know, fabrics, finding sustainable, you know, suppliers, ethical manufacturers, and all of that, and like how to build an authentic, sustainable fashion brand, especially for this year. So if you want to check that out, I want to invite you to definitely check out the links in the description below. It is a 60-minute free masterclass, and you will also get my picks of fabrics, sustainable fabrics, and that way you don't have to spend hours and hours of sourcing, which is awesome. So definitely make sure to sign up to this free masterclass and make sure you watch till the very end, because that's where you will get this free fabric catalog as well as a workbook. So with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you guys have other trends that I should check out, let me know as well in the comment section below. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Start Your Fashion Business, because I drop daily fashion business content there as well. So with that being said, I will see you in the next video.